Welcome young people. Welcome to our Youth of the Year Luncheon, where we recognize the hard work and dedication of our young people. And to the parents, thank y'all for your support. Thank you for bringing these young people to us. At this time, I'd like to bring up Robert Lindsay, past president of the Exchange Club of Columbus, and our Youth of the Year chair, to lead us in our invocation.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you so much for this beautiful day that you provided for us. We thank you for all the people that are represented, all the clubs here today. We're especially proud of the youth that we're going to honor and recognize in a little while. And we just thank you for all this. And we just pray and thank you that the convention continues to go well. We thank you for this food that we're going to partake for the nourishment of our body. In that name we pray, amen.
Amen. If you'd all rise for our pledge of allegiance to the flag, which will be led by Grady Seals. Our next one, Stephen. Bringing it from the other neighborhoods. Technical difficulties. At this time, Grady Seals from the Exchange Club of Albany and our district speech chairman will lead us in our pledge.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance with the American flag, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and you may be seated. I'll introduce the head table. On the far end, on my right, is again our chairman of our speech contest for the district, Grady Seals from the Exchange Club of Albany. Next to him is our ACE Award winner for the year, Marisol Estrada Cruz. Next is Patty Molitor, National First Lady. Our National President, Lou Molitor. My wife, Ronnie. Starting on this side at the far end, our immediate past district president, Marty Smith. His wife, Pam. Our Youth of the Year chair, Robert Lindsay. Our Youth of the Year award winner, Timothy Lewis. Barbara Sheffield. And her husband, our district treasurer, Jeff Sheffield. Welcome. A couple of quick reminders. Raleigh Millbrook wanted me to remind everybody that the silent auction closes at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. So if you want to make that last bid, you better jump out there real quickly. At this time, lunch is served. As you can see, we're having sandwiches, and so that everybody gets at least one sandwich, we ask that you be mindful of how you make that sandwich. With that, we'll start with the head table and our row of guests right here, if you'll go next, and then we'll start on this row. Do one at 1, 2, 3, 4. So, lunch is served. Enjoy your lunch. on with our program. I know these young people are excited to find out who won, and so we're not going to hold it in suspense for them any longer. At this time, I'd like to bring up Robert Lindsay, our chairman of the Youth of the Year, past district president for the Exchange Club of Columbus, to introduce our Youth of the Year.
Thank you, Jack. Welcome again to our Youth Recognition Luncheon. We hope y'all enjoyed your meal. Today we're going to honor 3 different students, one for Youth of the Year, one for the AIDS program, and one for the speech contest winner. The first one we're going to do, since I'm the chairman of it and Jack got in that order, will be recognizing the Youth of the Year. This year I got 18 entries from 17 clubs. We have one club that always has 2. You have a boy and a girl, and of course that's there for writing, because that's what the national says you can do. Of course, we're going to wind up. They're all winners that would be entered, but the final recipient, it would be just one, not a boy and a girl. But we appreciate all the clubs that did participate. I'm going to read them off in alphabetical order, that way we won't be any confusion of who, what, and when were. The Exchange Club of Albany, Appleton County, Augusta, Blackshear, Brunswick, Cedartown, Columbus, Dublin, Effingham County, Macon, like I say, 2 entries from Macon, Richmond Hill, Rome, Savannah, Statesboro, Swainsboro, Ware County, and Waycross. Now, something we were talking about this morning is the election. We try to follow national guidelines on most of the stuff, and that's what we do on this. We use their interest form as to how we judge and score, and it's presented to the clubs and to the students through the school system. And the form, once I get through with it, it goes directly to national, so there's no need of us altering it. And what they're scored on is 5 different categories. There's school activities such as student government, debate activities, band, club membership, and etc. And then the athletics and all that. Then the community service, the volunteer, the church activities, all those things. Grade point average, which 90% of them will have a 4.0 plus most of the time. And then their special achievements. And we asked them to list their top 10 for what they have accumulated over, I think it's 3.5 years of grading period. And then to write a paragraph on which one of those was their most important in their school career. And then then the total thing is an essay that they have to write, an essay of somewhere between 500 and 800 words. And after the national convention each year, the newly elected president or installed president selects a topic. So this year, the topic was by President Molitor, and I'm going to give you the topic. It says youth volunteerism, working magic in our communities. And that's a long name, but they did a great job of them. It's a tremendous essay. And what we do, once the essays start coming in, which our deadline is April 15th, and I think we need to put that in writing to all the clubs so we will know when it is consistent. And we're not going to change it from year to year, because if we can have our convention the first week of June, normally the second weekend, it don't give a lot of time to get all the stuff we have to do done. But anyway, once I get them, I blank out anything that will identify any club, make copies, and then I select 3 judges from across the state. And we send them to them, they score, send them back, and then I have to average out all the scores, and this is how we did it. I have 1 judge from Savannah this year, 1 from Hayesville, and 1 from Columbus. So it gives us kind of a broad coverage. One of them is retired college educator, and the other, most of the rest of them have something to do with education. We don't just pick somebody to read an essay and say, tell me what you think about it, because that don't really work, okay? But anyway, but I enjoy doing it, and after we get to do all this and get it back, I do notify all the clubs that entered who won, And then, of course, call the one that did win and try to make arrangements to be sure they could be at the convention, because, several years ago, National changed their policy, and we did the same. If you're not available to be at the convention, then you can't receive the award. So, but at this time, after all the essay reading and all this, our winner is from the Chain Club of Macon, Timothy Lewis. Give him up, Timothy. I'd like to present you with this plaque that Youth of the Year presented to Timothy Lewis by the Georgia District K Club, June 8, 2013. I want to congratulate you, and I want to send you this check. And we thank you, and I want you to first introduce your guest, and then read your essay, and then tell us your future plans for your life as you grow older, okay?
Well, my guest today, my mother, Marsha Lewis, she's over there. She's responsible for driving me here. She wouldn't let me do it by myself yet. But the thing this year was youth volunteerism, working magic on our communities. So that's what I wrote my essay on. There I was, sitting on top of a concrete wall, sweat rolling down my face, pouring pounds of concrete into the molds that I was told would soon turn into a home. It was there that I finally realized the effect just 10 youth, with the help of 10 adults, could have on these families that had been living in squalor. I couldn't believe it. In just one hot summer El Salvadorian week, volunteering could provide a place to live and a new life for a family of 5. Whether it's 10 youth traveling to El Salvador or youth working in their own communities, youth make a difference, make magic every day. Working magic through volunteering can happen anytime and anywhere. It's easy to get overwhelmed when thinking about service and volunteering. I often catch myself wondering, what can I really do to make a difference in the world? How can I really change someone's life? With all the issues in the world, war, poverty, crime, and hunger, what can I do to really make a difference? Really make magic? I quickly learned through my volunteer opportunities that I could still make an impact, even if I didn't solve world hunger or end every war. In New Orleans, I worked on cleaning up a house and schools in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. By the end of the week, just my small group had cleaned up and painted a school and that the students could go back to by the end of the summer. In Virginia, we walked up to a broken down, rusty shed that reminded us of a scene from Hoarders. Our mission, clearing Mr. Donaldson's shed and fix his front porch so that he could safely use it. We changed the lives of those kids who now have a school to go to. We gave Mr. Donaldson a porch that he could use every day without worry. Magic happened in these communities. People might argue that volunteer trips only enable youth to make magic in the week or two that they're away. The most advantageous part of these trips, however, are the lessons that the youth learn. The lessons are then transformed into a spirit of volunteerism in their own communities. When youth see how much fun it is volunteering, it encourages them to help organize their own volunteer opportunities. Instead of staying home on a Saturday, playing video games or sleeping in, I convinced 25 teenagers to work on a Habitat for Humanity fundraiser at the local Chick-fil-A. We worked from 9 till around 3 in the afternoon, setting up a magical Christmas light display. The money raised from the lights go to help building Habitat homes in our own community. The Light More Homes display is one of Habitat's most successful fundraisers, and my friends and I helped make that magic possible. The amazing thing about the magic by youth volunteers is that you don't have to be in a group for the magic to happen. Youth can make magic in their communities every day, simply by caring for someone. Some of the biggest differences people can make in someone's life are just visiting with those who are lonely, showing them that they have someone who cares. A few summers ago, I remember volunteering in a senior citizens home. Most of the week, I visited with the residents and even played a little bit of bingo. One day, I met a young at heart 80-year-old with a great sense of humor, Barbara. She complimented me on my car washing skills and, tongue-in-cheek, how about you come work some of that magic in my own apartment? How could I say no? As we walked together to her apartment, I knew we were going to be two peas in a pod. After multiple trips, both volunteer and vacation, she's still my favorite memory from that summer. I still smile every time I remember her. Just through the simple act of visiting with her, I made a difference in Barbara's life. And she changed me too. Whether it's communities in El Salvador, New Orleans, or right in your own hometown, youth make magic in communities every day. Going all over the United States and the world has taught me so much about volunteering and about myself. I've learned that I really can make a difference in people's lives. It could be by building a house, clearing a yard, or just visiting with someone who's lonely. These opportunities have taught me all the ways that are possible to make magic in communities. Youth volunteerism is a magical thing for both the community served and the changed lives of the youth themselves. Thank you. And next year, I will be going really far from home, going to Mercer University. But I am living on campus, so get out of the house a little bit. Right now, I'm an economics major, and I'm planning to do that, and I'll probably double major and minor in political science as well. After that, not too sure yet. I'm thinking about maybe business school or law school, but we'll see what the future has in store. But thank you guys for this honor. This is wonderful.
Again, I just want to thank all the clubs for entering, and also remember next year, get your interest in, because see what we have out there waiting for us.
If you missed the speech contest this morning, you missed a real treat, and it reinforces the fact that the future is in good hands, and we've got a lot of wonderful youth out there coming along. It's really a good experience for us. Before I introduce the winner, I'd like to introduce give some of the thank yous that are out there. Particularly the clubs that sponsor these contestants. And you'll hear the name called when I call out the participants later, the names of the clubs, and they deserve praise for their support in carrying on this event each year. I also want to introduce our judges. I did this earlier, but as I call your name, please stand for a moment. Shandy Clark, she's Assistant Professor of Communication at Dartmouth State College here in Albany. Ms. Elaine Skipper, she is Adjunct Instructor in Public Speaking. She divides her time between South Georgia State College, which is located on the Georgia Southwestern State College campus, or State University it is now, and also she is at South Georgia Technical College, all both those in Americas. And then Mr. Lee West, Professor in the Faculty of Communication at Georgia Southwestern State College in Americas. Our prompter was Ms. Kay Griffin. Our time on Mr. Rip Pearson, did not able to stay. I want to thank Mr. David Franco for keeping everything in order in and out of the hall this morning, and Wallace Bonner for looking after the contestants as they went about. At this time, I would like, I'll get to you in a minute, Jack. Jack Donnelly's going to have a job in the moment. he is going to give a certificate of appreciation to the contestants, as I call their name. But as I call your name, kind of come forward here, and Jack will present you, and then stay up front here. Sarah Lynn Bowser from Effingham County Exchange Club. Sarah, do you want to introduce your guest?
The guest I have with me today is my mother, Gretchen, and my younger sister, Olivia.
Bennett Garland, Exchange Club of Rome. And will you introduce your guest?
Yes. With me today is my mom, Gail Garland, and my dad, Richard Garland.
Allison Garden. And she's from Exchange Club of Albany.
Today I have my parents, my dad, Rick Goddard, and my mom, Mal Goddard, and then my grandpa, Thomas Wills, and Miss Carol Bishop.
Hannah Holly, Dublin Exchange Club. And your guest.
Hello, I'm here today with my father, Dennis Holly.
And Jordan Williams, Exchange Club of Macon. And, oh, I'm sorry, Jordan. Introduce you. Yes.
My mother, Alicia Womack, and my father, Cedric Williams.
And I am pleased to announce this year's American Citizenship Speech Contest winner, Bennett Garland. And Jack has a little present for you there. $1,500. Bennett, will you do your speech? I've got the reading part to undo it. You want to do it from the heart again?
You want me to come up there, or do you want me to do it?
Why don't you come up here?
All right. For my entire life, I've heard a common sentiment from most every patriot, a group of which I proudly consider myself a part. America is the greatest country in the world. No questions asked, reasoning rarely given. I've accepted this statement as facts for my entire life without ever doing any personal examination of my own. I would just say it over and over again in my head. America is the greatest country in the world. America is the greatest country in the world. And all the while, I had no idea what qualities a country must possess to earn it this title, or America's specific qualifications that make it so. Let's look at some recent statistics. Today, America is 22nd in literacy rate. We are 27th in math education. America is 22nd in science education. We are 49th in life expectancy, 47th in lowest infant mortality rate, 3rd in median household income, 3rd in labor force, 4th in exports, and 12th in GDP per capita. Two categories that we do lead in are incarcerated citizens per capita and defense spending, where we outspend the next 26 nations on the list combined. In the past decade, America has experienced a net loss of 42,400 factories, each employing an average about 500 people. That means in that same time span, America's experienced a net loss of 21,250,000 manufacturing jobs. Voter turnout rate is at an all-time low. And Congress approval rating has dipped to a dismal 14.2%. None of these statistics go to prove the notion that America is the greatest country in the world. It sure used to be. This was a nation founded by men of valor, such as George Washington. A country that was led out of hopelessness by the likes of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And a people that was united by heroes such as Martin Luther King Jr. We were inspired by feats of greatness accomplished by people like the Wright brothers and Neil Armstrong. And we were brought together under one cry of patriotism after the 1980 Miracle on Ice. USA. 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 The citizenry had nothing to fear but fear itself. And the people asked what they could do for their country. Decisions were made for the good of all mankind and not just for the good of the majority. This was a land of unparalleled scientific progress and an insatiable desire for knowledge. We were able to attain the world's greatest artisans and the world's greatest economy at the same time. We did not solely define ourselves by our political affiliation, and we would not be intimidated. From the beaches of Normandy to the halls of the American embassy in Iran, America stood united and strong. So, how have we gotten to where we are today? Once we achieved the status as sole superpower of the world, did we quit striving? Did we quit innovating? Did we quit improving? I didn't say those statistics before to degrade this great country, but it is a reality check. Somewhere along the way, we have faltered. Yes, I recognize that there are certain intangibles that statistics cannot measure, but I believe, I was raised to believe, no, I know that this is a country where we accept nothing less than the very best. I'm here today to tell you that a return to our former superiority is at our fingertips. Ignoring America's recent decline will only make this problem worse. I stand before you today as a patriot, declaring that America can once again be the greatest country in the world. So, let us set aside our petty arguments. Let us put down our vain ambitions. Let us stop thinking and talking like Republicans and Democrats, and let us start working as Americans. Cooperation, unity, freedom, work, selflessness. These are the principles upon which America was founded. America used to be the greatest country in the world. It is now up to us, my generation, your generation, rich, poor, conservatives, liberals, Americans, to ensure that it maintains this most sacred title. Thank you. Next year, I will be attending Georgia Tech, where I plan to major in business with a concentration in marketing, and then after that, hopefully start a business with another engineering student at Tech and see where it goes from there. But those are my plans. Thank you.
Our ACE. ACE stands for Accepting the Challenge of Excellence. And it's for a high school senior that has overcome hardships in their life. Whether it's at home, whether it's physical, economically, that's the Accepting the Challenge of Excellence. And this year's winner is a young lady from Johnson High School in Savannah. And I'm just going to tell you a few things about her. A 5-year-old living in horrible conditions in Mexico. Marisol wasn't able to understand her father's troubles, but she did understand the danger her family was in when they chose to flee Mexico in the middle of the night. In California, a new danger arose and became a way of life for her and for her family. The relentless danger and fear of deportation. Marisol's story is also one of triumph and hope. Today, she stands poised to complete the International Baccalaureate program, to attend college, and to achieve permanent status, legal status, as a citizen of the United States. But her story is also a story of fear, abuse, and heartache. Obstacles she has overcome time and time again since entering this country. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce our ACE winner for this year, Marisol Estrada Cruz from Savannah.
Good afternoon. Pretty short, sorry. Okay, good afternoon. Gonna read my essay. Growing up in a Mexican-American home has been rough. No one in my family has ever graduated high school or even considered college. The environment discourages graduating high school and pursuing a career rather than a job. Others might concede, but not me. I am earning an international baccalaureate diploma and will be a lawyer. Anything is possible with determination and tenacity. Nothing comes easy in life. I waitress to support my family. I teach my little sister to read. I translate for my mother and maintain an A average. Nevertheless, life is not about what benefits you. It's about helping others. Last year, I became hopeless about my future, but then I learned about street kids in Pune, India, who live in true poverty with no access to education. This put my life in perspective. A nonprofit organization, AIC, Ashraya Initiative for Children, provides a place for children to stay in education and gives them resources. Therefore, I started a club at our school to fundraise for them. We successfully raised $1,000. I learned that I could make a positive change in people's lives around the globe. In all things, I will keep this in mind. No matter what, I can change my community. Never allow others to bring me down, and I will always bring others up. Small things matter. My goal is to positively transform the future, to teach my little sister that there are better things out there for her and my other siblings, and to teach my community the same. My plans for the future are they're not solidified because I am a U.S. resident for now, but I am a deferred action student, which means that I am a dreamer. Therefore, even though I'm a resident, I am not eligible for HOPE, even though my GPA is way above the requirement. And so I have been working really hard to get as many scholarships as I could, and I think I have enough money to go to Armstrong this fall in Savannah. Armstrong. I will do paralegal studies and then work my way up into law school. And with me today is my mother, Emma Cruz, sitting right here. And I just want to say to the Exchange Club, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm very honored to stand here among you guys today, and you don't understand how much this means to me.
Is that exchange or what? That's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do. Just to give you a little bit of information, she ranks 20th out of a class of 194. So, bless you. At this time, Jess, you want to come up and talk to us about the 2014 convention?
Having a good time? Good. Well, we're gonna have even better time next year at St. Simon. We got a lot of plans to go. We want to try to shoot for 200 attendees, and I think we're going to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to the price of rooms will be the same as it was in 2010, which is $109 a night. We're going to have some entertainment. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I want you all to come, and I will start bugging you soon.
Thank you, Jess. Couple of quick announcements. Your blanket, the quilt, the TV, they're just about to wrap up. Silent auction will close at 3 o'clock, and Raleigh wants everybody that won their stuff in the silent auction, please pick it up by 3:30. And we've got 34 district pins left. And if you're going to national, or you want to give them to some of your clubs, you better off.
The way you said that, we only got
Right.
34 pins. Yeah. If you want them, they're going fast. You gotta get them.
Yeah. So, hurry out there and get your district pins. And don't have a rush on them, and put on, they're on sale.